Yes, reformers, team, I hope you're all good, guys. Welcome to another mindset video on our Reform with Sophie app, guys. Obviously, today we are talking about the evening routine. Yeah, so how to maximize yours, the importance of it, all of my top tips and guidance. But of course, the video prior to this one under your mindset section in the app, guys, is all about the morning routine. So we're almost working in reverse here. Yeah, obviously, if you watch that video with all the tips and the guidance and the science behind the power in your morning routine, why it's so important, how it can really boost your entire day, your mood, your productivity, get you a huge step closer to your goals, that actually starts the night before in your evening routine. So in order to have a fully bulletproof, successful morning routine, you need to have an even more bulletproof, successful evening routine that obviously starts the night before. So obviously I've written a whole Reform blog post on the morning routine, guys, and you're also going to get one next week about the evening routine. But a lot of you guys asked me to come on and film a video so you can have a visual and an audio in addition, because you just absorb the content better. So obviously I'm here to deliver. So guys, why do we need an evening routine? Why is it important? Why is it really kind of going to have an impact on the next morning? I think we can all relate to it. Yeah, just think of a time, and I can think of many in my lifetime, where the evening routine has basically just gone to shit. You've either worked late or you've stayed up late. You've not done any prep for the next day. You haven't prioritized your wind down time. You've been on your phone glued to it till literally 10 seconds before you're trying to fall to sleep. It's a recipe for a crappy night's sleep. Let's have it right. Yeah, you're going to feel groggy the next day, and yes, you might have your morning routine on point, but you're not going to have the best energy behind it. You're just kind of going to be going through the motions, through the routine, and you're not going to have that inspo and that drive as much behind it. Whereas if you really prioritize your evening routine, you're going to wake up with a spring in your step. Dare I say it, you might even be cartwheeling out of your bed. So this is why we really need to work on the evening routine. And guys, if you've been on the app for a while, you know, I'll be honest with you, my morning routine is bulletproof. Yeah, no matter how I'm feeling that morning, it goes off. Yeah, I've got my non-negotiables, and watch that morning routine video, guys, for the breakdown of that. I'm going to keep today, obviously, all about our evening routine, but I'm only human. We all have our own struggle areas, and mine is my evening routine. Obviously, single mum to Tommy, and often I'll get him down for the night. It's not always the most peaceful of bedtimes, and then by the time I've got him down, I'm a little bit pent up, and I might be eating late into the evening, and then I'm working late into the evening. I'm trying to play catch up. And I was doing that for a long, I'd say a good year period, especially when we were launching Reformed. And obviously there are periods and chapters and seasons in our life where things do have to mix up a little bit. And that was a time in my life for me where launching Reformed and getting everything off the ground running. And Tommy was younger then. He was like 9 months to a year old. So that was just a season in my life. But it didn't leave me feeling good in the long run. My foot was constantly on the gas. I kept hitting burnout. I was just getting run down. I was getting sick more often. So that was a wake-up call in my mind and obviously my body physiologically, that my evening routine was a shambles, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. And I felt awful as a result. So I know on both sides of the coin, the power of an evening routine, the benefits of an evening routine, and then also how I do feel in the short term, in the 24-hour window when I don't prioritize it, and also in the long run of what that can do to the body when you're not focusing on your health, your wellness, your well-being on the last hour or so of the day. And we're going to talk about tips and guidance and things you can actually do right now, of course, team. That's the point of this video. But every now and again, my evening routine will slip, but it's getting less and less and less. I'm building things as habitual. And I think when you start like any part of your health, fitness, well-being journey, whether it be your training, your nutrition, journaling, self-care, when you start to get consistency in the areas that make you feel good and you do it more and more, therefore you feel better more and more, when that slips slightly, you feel the detriment and the negative impacts of that even more so. Sometimes when you're in a cycle, I'll use myself as an example of not prioritizing the evening routine, working late, eating late, being stressed, not sleeping well. You're just kind of running on that low gas, aren't you? And you just almost become accustomed. And when you take that step back and you do prioritize yourself and your health and your fitness and your well-being and the areas that you want to work on, Then on the off chance that you don't do it, you feel it even more. And I've definitely got to that place now. I've felt the negative impacts of not having a good evening routine, not prioritizing myself and my downtime. And now I've felt the benefits of working on that. So now when it does slip, which is less and less and less, because I don't want to feel those horrible feelings the next morning and have the poor sleep and everything else in between, I really do make it a priority, and I'm building consistency. I'm not perfect. I'm making things habitual, but it takes time, practice, learning, trial, failure, error, and then bouncing back, going again. That's the whole part, is it's not linear. It's not linear. So just to say, we're only human. My evening routine, I was the world's worst. My morning routine always used to be the world's worst as well. But sometimes I think that's how you do come through the other side, and you make that full 180 transformation, if you will, because you know what it's like to not feel good, and you don't want to feel like that anymore. So I'm going to share all of the evening rituals that I feel are really beneficial to every single human being, not just my own journey. They're things that we all need to kind of learn from, trial it, see what works for you. How do you want to build your evening routine? What relaxes you? Because ultimately, reformers, your evening routine is all about downtime, switching your mind off, switching off from daily stresses, activity, alerts, reactive state. And think about the things that push you into that doing mode, that reactive state, that parasympathetic nervous system, fight or flight and things like that. So it can be being on your phone, scrolling, working too late into the evening, eating too late into the evening, because obviously when you're doing that, you're telling, hello, digestive system, switch on, please. And we want to try and switch everything off gradually, the mind, the brain, the thinking, the digestive, and all the systems. So it's just about calming the body down. So we want to be doing the things that calm the body down. Scrolling, being on the phone, working late at night, eating late at night, drinking alcohol late at night. That's not going to serve us. So let's get straight into it, team. And I don't even think I need to tell you, but I will anyway, because I want to give you the full context within this video. But why have an evening routine? Why is it important? It's going to help your sleep. It's going to make sure you're feeling better the next day in mind, body and soul, energy levels, mood, happiness, health, all of these things. It's just going to benefit you. It's going to lower your anxiety. It's going to lower your stress levels. It's going to help you relax, switch off, get into the sympathetic nervous system. It's only going to benefit you. And similarly to, like I said, with the morning routine, guys, it hasn't got to be hours and hours and hours. Find something that works for you. Find the rituals that work for you, and then make them habitual over time and time and time. And I can say this right now because I had a night earlier on in the week where I didn't prioritize. I was on my phone late, and I ate late, and Tommy went to bed late, and I felt like shit the next day. I'll be completely honest. However, learning from it, growing from it, leveling up from it, last night I was like, right, no, I'm going to do the things that I know make me feel good. I'm going to break that down in a second. And I done it last night, slept so much better, was in bed earlier, my quality of sleep better. I was up pretty early this morning, but because I'd gone to bed earlier, I felt more rested. I've got more energy. I'm excited to come on and film for you guys. I feel like I can give you more in terms of the workout and the mindset videos that I'm going to be filming for you in our app today. I feel better. I'm a better person as a result. I'm a happier person. So everyone in my life is going to benefit because I'm not a miserable little cow. So that's the benefits. So guys, let's just go into, I'm just going to give you kind of step-by-steps, things that I've learned in my own time, things that I've helped with clients and just got really positive feedback from. So the first and foremost point is having a cut-off time. And this is something, like I said, I struggled for a long time, but it's so important that you have a cut-off time from daily stresses and work, essentially. Obviously, there are a lot of things that you can't have a set cut-off time with. And obviously, especially if you've got a really busy career, you don't have proper set hours, you're self-employed, you're launching a business, running a business, you work by yourself, or whatever it may be, that can be quite challenging. And that's why I can't have it regimented, because I work for myself and things fluctuate. But if you can really try and have a consistent cut-off time in your day where you're like, right, that's it. Daily activities like work, emails, phone scrolling, things like that, they're done for the day. And then you can start to really prioritize that wind down process, And for me personally, where the morning routine is like, right, get up, go, I can bang it out in 5 minutes. I actually love the evening routine because it's more like a gradual, step-by-step, slow process, wind it down bit by bit. And you can do that in your own time. You can do it at your own leisure, and you can do it in a way that works for you. But I really do think it's so important that we all have our own cut-off time from work, essentially. It's a cut-off time from work. And for those of you may well commute, walk to work, get the train, get the bus, maybe you drive, I'd actually really relish in that. Yeah, I know sometimes you think, so if I don't want to commute, oh, I hate it. But when I used to work way back when, 7-8 years ago, and I was working up in the city, I didn't appreciate it then. But when you walk out of that office building or whatever it may be, and the work's done, the computer's left at work. So I know a lot of people work from home and you bring it with you, but it's switched off. You can then switch off, whether it's for a walk, which is obviously only going to have more benefits, steps, fresh air, a little bit of sunset light. But that's your switch off time. And obviously post-COVID, that's really mixed things up for people, whether you've just explored a new business venture, you're doing something different, you work from home a lot of the time, all of the time. What I actually find really beneficial is tying in a habit with the cut-off time, and that can be something different for everyone depending on your situation. And for me, every day is different. So if I've got the luxury where I can just get out for a 10-minute walk, so I'll close everything down, everything goes away, my equipment, laptop, and all of that stuff. And it's like because I'm always working from the living room, give or take the odd coffee shop, but I film from home, I work from home, I program from home, I train from home. So it's so important for me to put everything away, end of day activities. And if I can just get out for 10 minutes, switch off the brain, don't take my headphones, just breathe, be, and just almost have that breaking environment to say, okay, work day is now done. Now it's rest, relax, wind down, evening Tommy, and things like that. Another day will be, if it's a nursery day for Tommy, that nursery run is my switch off time. That's my break. So try and have that break and also tying a habit in. So it's almost like you're signaling to your body, oh, okay, I'm going for this evening walk. So work is done for the day now. End of day activities are done. Now it's rest and unwind time. It's evening time. It's time to switch off my mind and my body gradually and slowly. So have that cut off time. Tie in a habit if you can, just to signal to the mind and the body, okay, it's time for relaxation. Another one could be a nice hot shower. So you're literally washing the day away, cleansing the day away. And when that hot water hits your skin, your body will gradually, not instantly, but gradually will know, okay, this is it. This is my time to relax. This is my time now. So they're the two first points. I think they're really important, because otherwise, and I'm speaking from experience, I feel like so much of what we do is me doing all the wrong ways in my past experience and journey to then learn the right ways, the hard way. But there's no right way, set way for everyone. You've just got to find what works for you and be flexible. Like I say, not every day I can go out for that evening wind down walk because I've got Tommy, I've got nursery run, I've got other commitments, got things going on, but find a variety of ways. That's actually really good because then you can be adaptable, versatile, flexible, which is obviously such a key personality trait we need to adopt to roll with the punches, roll with the curveballs as and when they come, and roll with the changing schedule as well, team. And where I just said shower could be one, this is the next point that I want to touch on, and it might be a bit obvious, but obviously on the morning routine video, I banged on about the cold water therapy, guys. Yeah, we know that it is so good for you in so many levels. Morning, cold blast, 60 seconds, longer if you can. End of the shower, you're not got to be running an ice bath every morning, but check out the morning routine video. I talk all about that, and we've also got an entire video solely dedicated to cold water therapy. Scroll down the mindset section, go to the mini wellbeing series, and it's all there, guys. The picture is a big old block of ice. You can't miss it. But the evening, obviously that cold water puts us into alert. Yeah, we're really like hyped up, revitalized, energized, we're alive. Obviously, we want to be alive in our evening routine, but we need to do the opposite. We want to be kind of switching off, relaxing. We don't want to be going into that hyper-vigilant alert state. So the evening, hot, warm to hot, that you're not going to burn yourself, obviously. Yeah, let's apply common sense here, but nice hot warm shower, that's really the key. So cold is for the morning, warm to hot, heat is for the evening to really just relax the body. So just obviously, I know that's a bit of a common sense one, guys, but I just wanted to mention that. Now let's move on to nutrition. So this is a really important one, guys, and I think it's something that we can all relate to again, is to try and stop eating at a certain time. And I know, trust me, I know it can be very difficult, whether you work late in the evening, you're training late in the evening, or you have children. Yeah, that's obviously a big one for me, having Tommy. It can sometimes be really hard to eat at a decent time in the evening. My advice is 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, 3 if you can, 2 at the least. Yeah, an hour just isn't, I know some people say an hour, it's just not going to cut it because your digestion is still fully in swing. So again, it's just about making sure those bodily processes aren't kicking in as we're going to bed. So 2 to 3 hours, 3 if you can. And sometimes it's about making some preparation and rejigging your schedule. And that's exactly what I had to do when I got into this rut, when it was just me and Tommy and Reformed was launching, and I was eating late, working late, and I felt sluggish. I was waking up bloated. I just didn't feel good. It was disrupting my sleep. And I really found I had to rejig things. I had to do a little bit of food prep. I had to look at my day and think, okay, so if I get Tommy home at 5:30, I'm going to need to make sure dinner is chopped. So I literally just need to cook it so we can be eating at around 6 p.m. So it's really about looking at your schedule and rejigging things. Yeah, if something isn't working for you, rejigging, but really trying to eat 2 to 3 hours, make it a habit, make it a non-negotiable. I promise you, you will feel so much better. And just a side note of that, reformers, make sure you are fueling and nourishing your body throughout the day, so you're not getting mega hungry in the evening. If you're eating protein at every meal, every snack, loading up on your macros, yeah, your fruits, your veggies, abundance and variety in the color of those, slow releasing carbs, not leaving mega long in between meals and things like that, you shouldn't be getting mad hungry in the evening. Yeah, so I think we know as well, a lot of the evening hunger is actually the comfort food, the craving, the snacking and stuff like that. And obviously we have a lot of content on that on the app, guys. First video that springs to mind is our nutrition video, which was part of the Reformation program. Go to programs under your workout bank, scroll through to nutrition, and you'll be able to see that. But I think really making sure, and again, everything in moderation. Some nights we will sit there and have a bar of Galaxy Dairy Milk. That's absolutely fine. But if you can really make sure you've got all your goodness, everything that your body needs throughout the day, have that cut off of 2 to 3 hours before bed. Yeah, have a nice herbal tea. Then you are, trust me, you're going to feel better, because I've been doing this week and I feel so much better for it. So having that cut-off time is so important, guys. We just don't want to be kicking our digestive system into overdrive literally an hour, 30 minutes before we're going to bed. And we're all human, guys. It ain't about being perfect, but I'm just here to give you the tips right now. And then almost kind of still on the subject of nutrition. Alcohol. Let's talk about the wine, people. So in all seriousness, yeah, if you know me, I love a glass of Savvy B, yeah, Sauvignon Blanc all day long, but it is not going to help your sleep. It's not going to be a good part of your evening routine. And team, remember, a lot of these things are about the impact on the sleep, which will then obviously impact your next morning. So it's that domino effect, isn't it? Are we going to have a domino effect of positivity, productivity, high energy in the morning? Or are we going to have a domino effect of negativity, feeling groggy, not sleeping great, feeling a bit aggy because you're tired? Yeah, we all know those feels, but it's just about prepping yourself for the next day for success, essentially. And if you're regularly drinking alcohol in the evening, again, everything in moderation. We'll all go out every now and again and we'll enjoy ourselves, that's fine. But if you're using alcohol as a sleep aid or as a coping mechanism, yeah, or whatever it may be, it's really going to be not obviously just damaging your sleep, but affecting you mentally, affecting your next day, having that negative domino effect. And sleep, guys, some people will think that alcohol helps you sleep. It will help you go to sleep because it's a little bit of a sedative in the sense of it might knock you out very briefly, but that doesn't last. And anyone that's gone out and drunk, maybe a glass, couple of glasses, gone to town, yeah, you know that broken sleep. I definitely know it's horrible. Yeah, sometimes a hangover ain't even a hangover. It is the tiredness and the grogginess from that real crappy, light, poor quality sleep. And that is purely because when you are drinking alcohol, yeah, your liver has to metabolize that. So it's going to disrupt you, yeah, the bodily process. This is all about winding down. And when you drink alcohol, you're waking up that process, team. So it's going to disrupt you. It's going to keep you in that horrible, weird, dreamlike state, yeah, and it's just not good. It's going to leave you feeling crappy the next day. So everything in moderation, guys, but this is about revving up our evening routine, feeling amazing, sleeping well, and obviously feeling our best the next day. So next one, something that I feel very strongly about and something that I really have, this is a non-negotiable for me, and it's took a lot of failure to get there, a lot of doing it for a while, then stopping and everything else. Get off the screens. Get off the screens, the phone, the laptop, the iPad. Tellies are okay, but obviously don't have it directly in front of your face. If you can turn the brightness down and things like that. But honestly, guys, let's just talk about the phones, because let's have it right. That's the majority. Or if you're watching Netflix on your iPad and things like that, you want it further away. You don't want that blue light. You don't want that bright light. It's waking your body up. We're meant to be winding down. Side note of that, if you can also get your lighting to match that. So I'll just give you an example. As the night goes on, I actually don't have any lights on at the minute because time of filming, it's summer, so the sunset is actually perfectly timed. But in the winter, I'll gradually reduce my lighting. So I'll start by just having some like nice cozy lamps on, and then I'll gradually reduce that. And then obviously when I'm going to bed, it's pitch black. So try and get your lighting to match that, because if you're sitting up till 9, 10, 10:30 p.m. and you've got your bright lights on, overhead lights, you want to be dimming that, yeah, and just gradually reducing that. It's almost to just match the natural sunset, because that's caveman times. That's what we're meant to be in tune with, not these bright overhead lights and things like that, and bright lights in our phones. So getting off the screens is just so important, team. Obviously, we've just touched on the light aspect, but it's more what it's doing to our brains, yeah? Firstly, when we go on our phones and we scroll, it's dopamine. Feel good, feel good. That shit is addictive. The algorithms behind social media are designed to have you addicted. We can all relate to this. How many times have you picked up your phone to scroll? You didn't even go on there to scroll. I went on there to check my internet banking. Why am I on Instagram? Why am I watching this video of dogs? Yeah, seriously, we laugh, but it's true, because they are designed for you to build that habit. Pick up your phone, we scroll. 10 minutes of my day gone, half hour of my day gone. And when you are doing that, not only are you giving your body dopamine, so that's that feel good, it's almost like livening you up, isn't it? It's also going to be really putting your mind into overdrive. So everything you see, your brain has to make sense of. So just imagine no phones for a second. You wake up, you're in your home. Your body doesn't need to, your brain and your body doesn't need to make much sense of that, because that's routine. You know your home inside out. You know your bedroom, your living room, your bathroom, the people that are in your home, your garden, and all these things, getting in the car. Your brain, think about driving a car if you do drive, yeah. Your brain doesn't have to make sense of that. It's all automatic, because we know the surroundings. It's routine to us. It is our habitat. It's our environment. When we go on our phone, most of the time, everything we see is new. A lot of similarities, a lot of BS as well, but not if you're on the Reformed Instagram account, of course. But we're scrolling, it's new. And even though we might not be taking that in, the brain's seeing new information. So it's going to prioritize it. I've got to store that. I've got to make sense of that. Where does that go in my brain? It's filing, processing, digesting it. Where's it going? Your brain is trying to make sense of overload. I've read a really crazy statistic the other day. I might get it wrong, so bear with me. But our brains are trying to file, it's days and days, don't quote me on the number, of information in a 24-hour period because of what we are absorbing in this day and age. I mean, that's a bit scary. Limit your phone time just in general, but have phone free half days, social media free days. Yeah, it ain't going to kill us. It's actually going to benefit us, trust me. But get off the screens. Your brain is trying to absorb all of that. And my cutoff is 7 p.m. latest, early if I can. I switch my phone off. And if you're thinking, Soph, I need people to be able to contact me, I have to have it for my alarm, I've got you. We're going to get there. Don't worry, I get it, because that was me. But I switch it off and it goes away. I do not touch it. And the scary thing is, when I first started to build that habit, which took a lot of trial and error, I was getting anxiety about switching my phone off. I was getting anxiety about switching a piece of plastic device off. And that was the biggest wake-up call to me, how hooked I was to my phone, and I didn't like it. So for me, that's just, it goes off. So for those of you thinking, Soph, I need it for an alarm, I need it for people to be able to contact me, I totally get that. I'm going to give you a few solutions here, but that was me, because obviously it's just me and Tommy, and I want to make sure that my mum can contact me, God forbid if she did. So I bought a house phone. I went old school and I bought a house phone and I plugged it in, and only my emergency contact people have got that number. And that's it. And the peace of mind that gave me, if that ain't for you, I don't know exactly how to do this, but I had a little look, and apparently you can put your phone on, definitely on silent, maybe on airplane mode. Have a little look, guys. But you can have the ringer on, but nothing else on. Turn your notifications off. Yeah, you don't need those on overnight. Definitely not. Anyone that needs to contact you will then be able to contact you. And if you want it for your alarm, same thing. Just have your ringer on, just have your alarm. Put it in another room. That's the main take home here, guys. Because if it is next to you, speaking from experience, you're picking it up, switching your brain on when our evening routine, we're trying to decompress. We're trying to switch off the rumination. We're trying to get out of doing mode and into be mode, being mode. So they're your solutions. And Old school alarm clock, people. I'm all about the old school. If you know me, all of our 1,000+ session plans, workout plans, they're in my little black books. I write everything down. I write pen to paper. I have an old school alarm clock. I have an old school house phone, yeah. And it's actually going to really be beneficial. And the alarm clock that I would recommend, the one that I use is called the Lumi, Lumi. It's one of those sunrise ones. And where I've got up so early for pretty much my whole life, I do wake up naturally. I also have a toddler to do that for me. But in the winter, I really benefit from that. So a Lumi sunrise clock, so you haven't got that you have lovely bird tweeting noises. It's a nice little calm sunrise. It's so beneficial to your mental health. So they're the ways that you can work around actually being able to switch your phone off, and messages you can catch up with the next day. It's absolutely fine. When you set that boundary for yourself, it's actually really invigorating. That's the word that I'm looking for. So we're going into the last couple of points now, guys. A big one right now, prepping for the next day as part of your evening routine, whatever that may look like for you. It's all about making your tomorrow easier, more inspiring, more exciting, yeah. And if you're anything like me, I'm sad. If I lay my favourite coffee cup out next to my kettle, my 500ml of water is in the fridge, it's ready to go, I have laid my clothes out or ironed my clothes out, whatever it may be. Just these little things, if you get up, no matter what has happened in your sleep, if you're not waking up in the best mood, whatever it may be, for me, if I've had a really broken night with Tommy, I wake up and I think, I'm so glad I'd done that yesterday. I'm going to really enjoy my coffee. My water's ready to go. Everything's bulletproof. I ain't got to faff around getting clothes. This is all about making your next day easier, so it is easier for you to chase and achieve your goals. Yeah, so prep for the next day. Such a big one. It's just going to make your morning routine bulletproof. Food prepping, obviously that falls into that category. Meal prepping, breakfast prepping, overnight oats, yeah, whatever it may be. And this kind of ties in with that, and it might sound like a little bit of a simple one, but maybe it's going to resonate with some of you, is clear space equals clear mind. Yeah, basically tidy your house up. And I know, trust me, I've got a toddler. It's carnage. So that is, and again, I've built that with habit over time. As soon as Tommy's down for the evening, I tidy his toys up. I mean, he's older now. I'm trying to get him to do it with me. Failing at that, might I add. But I'm trying to tidy the space up, getting all the toys away, just making the living room nice and tidy, wiping down all the kitchen surfaces, putting the dishwasher on, getting the washing out, hanging that up, because there's nothing worse than waking up to grim dishes in the sink or washing it you've just left in the washing machine, and then you've got to wash it again because it stinks of damp. I mean, I've done it. Can you tell? Hopefully you can relate. I'm not grim, I promise. But those things, you're just going to be, oh, why didn't I do this? I'm pissed off at myself. And it's just those little bits of discipline the night before. You're going to wake up, you're going to feel better for it. You're going to be proud that you've done it. You're going to have really embodied some self-discipline the night before. It's not that I want to tidy up every night. I want to get on that sofa, mate. I want to get into bed, actually. But taking that 10 minutes to just do all those little things, household chores, clear space, clear mind. And then this is going to lead me on to my final point, reformers, which is last thought equals the first thought. And I really can, again, see this on both sides of the coin. When I was at my lowest lows, not sleeping, real bad insomnia, 2 hours a night at a push, very anxious, depressed, low mood, not leaving the house for weeks at a time. Yeah, I was really bad place. And when I look back now, my thoughts going to bed were just, I was being hard on myself. I was very anxious. I was living in a fear bubble. So I woke up and I was in that exact same state. This isn't about you going to bed and if you've had a shit day being like, sunshine, unicorns and rainbows, life's amazing. It's not about that, but it's about shifting your mindset and perspective on those last few minutes and moments of the day so you can go to bed. Because we can all relate to it. Yeah, maybe you've had a row with your partner and you're going to bed on an argument, or you've just thought about that bill you've got to pay and you're stressed about that, or you just, maybe something didn't go right in your health and fitness journey. Maybe you didn't do your workout. Maybe you ate something in the evening that you didn't really want to have and you've had it. If you go to bed, it's about going to bed neutral, yeah? So don't judge yourself. Reflect, learn, heal, grow and level up, but don't judge yourself. Nothing good ever comes of that. Reflect on it, learn from it. But if you go to bed full of self-judgment, self-loathing, you're going to feel that the next morning. Yeah. So last thought equals first thought. So you're either going to be in a really good headspace, you had a good day, you smashed it, yeah, things went well, you really made some achievements. So obviously it's going to be a little bit easier to go to bed in a positive headspace, but especially on the days that things didn't go well, you had a curveball, yeah, you're pissed off, you're not in a really good mood, you feel a little bit anxious, a little bit overwhelmed, yeah, this is your time to almost rewrite the story. Don't wait till the next day, yeah? Rewrite the story there. And how can you do that? Shift your perspective, shift your mindset, stop that negativity in its tracks, and just bring a whole load of new way of thinking into your mind before you go to bed. And you can do this just on a thinking basis, guys, but obviously on the Reformed app, we're all about the journaling, and it hasn't got to take a long amount of time, but I know this helps so many of you since joining the app, and you've really adopted the journaling. So many of you were skeptical about it. I was as well. It took me a long time to get used to journaling, find the benefits of it, but I stuck with it, I kept going with it, and then all of a sudden it all just clicked. So go to bed, write out something that you love about yourself, write out something that you've achieved that day. If you're really struggling that week, write things that you're grateful for. Sorry, I don't know if I just said that, guys, but gratitude, always a big one. Something you're excited to work on the next day. If your day really went to shit, yeah, that's a really good one. Think, okay, this has happened, tomorrow's a new day. What am I excited to achieve? How am I going to rewrite the story? And even just saying that, I feel inspired, I feel lighter. I hope you do as well. And it's just about really creating that headspace the night before, in the last moments before you go to sleep, to have that headspace when you wake up the next day. So team, I really hope you found this useful. I'm actually buzzing that both routine videos are 30 minutes. That wasn't intended, but that's lovely. Both half-hour videos. All about the evening routine. It's about setting yourself up for the next day. And like I say, find the things that work for you, yeah. Maybe it's the prep, the clean space, the journaling before bed, the hot bath, yeah, the cut-off time, maybe all of it, some of it, one of it, but you're only going to benefit from it, reformers. So team, you know me, I'm a creature of routine and habits, because that's what gets us to where we want to be in our goals, in our achievements, in our dream life. So it's been an absolute pleasure and a joy to film these last 2 routine videos with you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've benefited from it, and I'll catch you at our next mindset video on our Reformed app, team.